The Corporation for Public Broadcasting is shutting down weeks after Congress canceled previously approved funding. The corporation has been in service for some 60 years with the support of the federal government. The majority of its staff positions will end with the close of the fiscal year. That happens in September. A small team remains on staff through January of 2026. Now, the CEO of the Corporation for Public Broadcasting said, despite the extraordinary efforts of millions of Americans who called, wrote, and petitioned Congress to preserve federal funding, we now face the reality of closing our operations. Public media, they say, has been one of the most trusted institutions in America, providing educational opportunity, emergency alerts, civil discourse, and cultural connection to every corner of the country. She also said she's grateful to the corporation's partners and their dedication to serving the American people. Despite the cuts, some of the most revered national PBS and NPR programs are expected to remain on the air through other sources of funding. The Corporation for Public Broadcasting helps support more than 1,500 locally owned public radio and TV stations, including our Chattanooga PBS affiliate, WTCI. President and CEO Bob Culkeen says that the station will remain on the air, even though it puts them in a hole of some $900,000. This is above what they already do in fundraising. He explains how their loss became a total of $1.5 million.
Traditionally, PBS is funded, public media is funded 2 years forward. That means we had funding already approved for FY26 and FY27. Money that was in our budget approved by this current Congress. And then the rescission package clawed all that back. So the money that we had, we lost.
You can find more information on the cuts inside the Local 3 News app. A Hamilton County parent expresses frustration with the school choice program. She tells reporter Lydia Nathan that her son, who has autism, was waitlisted and forced to attend a school in his current zone. Let's find out more from Lydia.
That's right, David. For the past few years, Hamilton County has adopted an open decision policy to allow for more choice in education. However, April Reno says her son was not given a choice. Hamilton County serves nearly 45,000 students from grades K through 12. In recent years, the district has developed school choice to provide more education options.
School choice in Hamilton County has been around for a while, and any school that has capacity we open up seats to. That's part of school choice, but we also have magnet programs. We have future ready centers that are part of school choice, and so going back 6 years, we've had school choice in Hamilton County for a long time.
School choice is based on a randomized choice lottery application. If a child or parent wishes to attend outside of their district, they must apply every year. However, one Hamilton County parent is raising concerns, especially for special needs children.
It's great for some families, but I don't know that they looked at every aspect of school choice when they developed this program and how it would affect families like ours, that we aren't necessarily looking for a fantastic, welding program or anything. We're just trying to keep a kid on the spectrum, with as much normalcy as possible.
The Reno family moved from Saudi Daisy but wanted to keep their son in the same school zone, but instead he was waitlisted for their choice of Saudi Daisy High School and now will attend Hickson High School.
They are capable of accommodating him and his IEP. Just the frustration more for, wanting the continuity for him, hating that he essentially has to start over with new peers.
Superintendent Robertson says that every school is equipped to address all students' needs, including those with learning disabilities. And even though Reno agrees that Hickson High School is a good school, she says it's more of an inconvenience for the entire family.
He has a sister who is in middle school, and she attended the same middle school that he does, or he did, through school choice. And with her, we have no choice because his zone school and her middle schools have the same start time, and they're in different school zones. And so there's no choice but to, uproot her as well and move her to a different school.
And now those school applications run from each November through July before the upcoming school year. David?
Thank you very much, Lydia. There's new leadership in McMinn County Schools where Dr. Julie Gooden takes over as director. Also in the district, Vanessa Hardaway begins her new role as behavioral interventionist. And she was back at Calhoun Elementary this morning as students arrived, and that is special for her. She started at Calhoun as a teacher's assistant.
This is where I learned that a school is really a family. It's a home. So Calhoun Elementary gave me my roots in education, and I'm grateful. Seeing a little person write their name, learn their letters and their sounds, read their first book, nothing like it.
She is so right. She says she's going to be available to help students and families as they adjust to their new schedules. That's something of an annual occurrence at every school. Remember the thunderstorms we had yesterday? Wow, we saw some pictures and video of some severe flooding on Gun Barrel Road in Chattanooga. Audrey Shirley reports on why that particular area can be prone to flash flooding.
Gun Barrel Road is known to flood during heavy downpours, like the ones we experienced on Thursday in front of the Best Buy parking lot. Now, the dip in the road that we see here received an excess amount of rainfall in a short period of time. Gun Barrel Road has flooded at least 3 times this summer alone. On Thursday, there was a reported 1.4 inches of rainfall that fell in less than an hour. It flooded the roadway and even trapped a car. Within an hour, the flooding went down as quickly as it rose. The Public Works Department has a set protocol when they are given advanced warnings for areas they know are prone to flooding.
They'll go out there, they'll do the inspections, they'll clear out the drains, they'll have street sweepers go by and be able to get up any debris in advance of that. And we do that anytime that there's going to be, we're talking about, potential inches of rain within a day or so.
Public Works says there were no issues with the infrastructure or stormwater drainage in the area. Strickland says there was simply nowhere else for the water to go, and the event was too localized to predict this amount of flooding. As a friendly reminder, do not drive through any unknown depths of water. If you would like to stay up to date on the most recent forecasts for future rain events, make sure to download the Local 3 weather app. Reporting for Local 3 News, I'm Audrey Shirley.
Thank you, Audrey. We're keeping an eye on traffic. We're keeping an eye on the weather this afternoon. Right now, I'm looking at our big weather wall where I see traffic backed up and quite a few clouds, David Carnes.
Quite a few indeed. Lookout Mountain looking good. The traffic looking, traditionally bad. There it is, up and down. The Ridge Cut, we're doing okay, but people got to get home. You got to get home. So go with it and get ready for some cool weather this weekend. That's the big headline for your forecast. Take a look at our radar right now. Not quite as active as it was yesterday at this time, although we're watching Chattooga County, which we're talking about the flooding on Gun Barrel, also quite a bit of flooding in the Somerville area of Chattooga County, and now we're getting more heavy rain pushing down into that area. That's about the only game in town. Otherwise, a couple of stray little showers here and there, and that is about it. 88 right now in Chattanooga, 90 in Lafayette, 91 degrees in Dalton, 83 in Murphy, and 89 in Fort Payne. And our highs today, not that bad. We'll show you those in a second from our Skywatcher. Still have a lot of humidity in the air. 100 is the feels like in Dalton, 93 in Cleveland, feels like 95 Chattanooga, 97 in Lafayette. And there are your Skywatcher reports. So we got up to 93 Bryant, Somerville. We hit 95 in East Brainerd, but Soddy Daisy only 88, 87 McDonald. Here at North Chattanooga, 90 degrees and 89 Signal Mountain. Upper 80s, low 90s from Delano up into 10 Mile over to Dayton and down into Dalton with a high of 89 degrees. Got the big ball game going on tonight, and it's college football night tonight at the Lookouts game. I understand they're also going to do some fireworks. And then tomorrow they're giving away the car. I think it's tomorrow, right? 7:15. We might see 1 or 2 spotty showers or storms. Not going to ruin the game. Go enjoy the game. Have a great Friday night. With the Lookouts, it'll be in the low 80s by game time. So how about that? Tomorrow, now we're looking at the possibility of a few spotty showers, maybe a rumble of thunder, even tomorrow morning, and then we'll have better chances as we head into the afternoon. Notice clouds, showers, we're going to see the high only getting into the low 80s. So it is going to be something. And if you'll notice, look at this, the high only reaching at best 80 degrees Sunday, and then we'll see temperatures climbing back up next week. The average high this time of the year is 91 degrees. We'll be way below that for a while starting this weekend. We'll have your complete forecast coming up in just a few minutes.
David, thank you. And as noted, it sure looks like a typical Friday rush hour on I-24. We'll take a closer look at traffic next. You're watching Local 3 News. Here's your Friday afternoon traffic report. We actually have a couple of slowdowns that are pretty solid there on I-24 in the westbound side, right around 23rd Street, headed toward Market Street. And going in and out of Chattanooga, a little bit dicey this afternoon on the western part of our city. I-24 eastbound coming in from Marion and Dade counties. Bumper to bumper during part of that. Ridge cut both ways. I-24 just slowing down a lot. And as we look over to the eastern side, we're seeing a bit of a jam there at the 75-24 split. Just another Friday. Everybody be patient, be careful. A Hickson man is in custody after being charged with child sex crimes. Police say Terry Matthews is charged with 6 counts of statutory rape, sexual battery, and other charges. Matthews was booked at the Hamilton County Jail, where he remains on bond, and has a court date on Wednesday. President Trump has imposed more tariffs. Which countries are being affected? Well, we have that story for you on the way, right here on Local 3 News at 5. A weaker than expected jobs report, along with President Trump's latest tariff policies, sent the stock market sliding and has economists concerned about the future. Trump unveiled a revised trade policy last night that starts next Thursday. A tariff of 10% will remain for countries with which the U.S. has a trade surplus. Those are the ones you see denoted in gray on your screen. Nations with which the U.S. has a trade deficit face a 15% floor. Those are in light blue. And more than 24 countries are facing an even higher tariff. They're seen here in dark blue. Economists say the cost of those tariffs will likely be passed along to American consumers.
Tariffs are a tax on literally everything the American consumer is buying. When you tax those goods, you make them more expensive, and that impacts the pocketbooks of the American people.
The new duties imposed on America's trading partners are the highest since 1933, when steep tariffs contributed to the worsening of the Great Depression. Let's take a look at today's closing board from Wall Street. Stocks across the globe closed lower today after the new tariffs were announced. The Dow tumbled 542 points, the biggest single-day drop in over a month. The broader S&P 500 fell 1.6%. The Smithsonian in Washington is removing wording from an American presidency exhibit that referenced President Trump's 2 impeachments. The Smithsonian said the decision was made after a review of the museum's content. The statement made no mention of pressure from Trump earlier this year that directed the Smithsonian to soften or distort some aspects of American history. Trump is the only president to have been impeached twice, once in 2019 for pushing the Ukrainian president to investigate Joe Biden, who defeated Trump in the 2020 election, and again in 2021 for incitement of insurrection, a reference to the January 6th Capitol riot, during which Trump supporters attempted to halt congressional certification of Biden's victory. Trump was acquitted both times by the Senate. In March, Trump issued an executive order alleging the Smithsonian was beholden to what he called a divisive, race-centered ideology. The order specifically named the National Museum of African American History and Culture, claiming that it carried exhibits he deemed inappropriate. Many expressed concern over the order, calling it an attempt to erase Black history.
The executive order, titled Restoring Truth and Sanity to American History, really a law that would do just the opposite. This executive order would cause the death of museums, libraries, and other entities that strive to provide accurate narratives about the history of this country.
In 2021, the Smithsonian placed a board in their presidency exhibit that said, quote, "Under redesign, history happens," referencing Trump's 2 impeachments. The Smithsonian said that exhibit was meant to be a short-term measure to address current events, but it remained in place until now. The museum says a future and updated exhibit will include impeachments for every president, but did not give a timeline for when that will be complete. Turning now to the weather, Chief Meteorologist David Carnes, and looks like a little bit south of us, we've got some activity.
Yeah, a little bit, David. This is where we actually had 3 to 5 inches of rain yesterday in Chattooga County. We've got some big-time thunderstorms moving through there, and the big, heavy rain is going to be the big deal with that. Tryon down to Somerville and Lyerly. Again, this area had up to 5 inches of rain yesterday. A lot of street flooding. We may see a little bit of a repeat of that. You're not going to get 3 to 5 inches, but you certainly could see some localized street flooding again all across Chattooga County. So just keep an eye on that. Meanwhile, earlier this afternoon, boy, we had just a real isolated torrential downpour in Gilmer County near Ellijay, and that just popped off 1 to 3 inches of rain. That was just a couple of hours ago. So it is August. Now, typically we think August, we think we are sweating it out. August is actually the month when we start to cool down, guys. 91 degrees, the average high on August 1st. Look at August 31st. We dropped down, going down 88 degrees, the average high by the end of the month. The average precipitation, 3.67 inches, and we lose 57 minutes of daylight. Well, I don't like that part at all, do you? Scattered storms through the weekend. We've got heavy rain, lightning, again, the main threats. We're going to be cool in the low 80s this weekend. It is going to be nice. 88 right now in Chattanooga, 90 degrees in Lafayette, 91 in Dalton, 79 in Scottsboro, 85 in Cleveland, 88 degrees in Dayton. And we do have that mugginess out there. Feels like 102 in Dalton, feels like 95 Chattanooga, feels like 99 in Fort Payne. So we have this upper level trough to our north. Underneath that, and you can see some of the upper level winds kind of that troughing right over us. That is helping lift air. As that lifting air reaches the mid to upper levels, it starts to condense out. We start to see showers, some rumbles of thunder as well. We're going to have that upper level trough in place through the weekend. So more scattered showers on and off through the day Saturday, particularly Saturday afternoon and evening. We may have a couple in the morning, though. Be aware of that. And then on Sunday, especially Sunday morning, we're going to have that upper level trough basically right over us. So I do think we'll have some at least rain showers. Don't expect any severe weather, but we could have some scattered showers in the morning. I think, though, it's going to clear out as we head into our Sunday afternoon. So for tomorrow, here we go again, not just a marginal, but a marginal to slight risk of excessive rainfall. So wherever we get some of that rain, just like today, yesterday, anything that develops could pump out some really, really heavy rain and maybe some localized flooding. That Saturday, Sunday, with just light showers in the morning, we're not expecting any of that heavy stuff moving in. We will see our humidity levels dropping over the weekend, should lead to some fairly comfortable air when you're not dealing with rain showers. So quick look at our Storm Alert 7-day forecast showing the cooler air. Our high on Sunday, guys, I'm only going 79 degrees with scattered showers and storms Saturday. Mainly showers, maybe a rumble of thunder in the morning on Sunday. Fairly dry on Monday, and then we'll start to see our temperature and humidity increasing, but we're going to stay in the 80s with low to mid rain chances all week next week.
You park your car, you lock it with the key fob, and you think it's safe as you walk away, but now thieves are using a tech device to break into cars without setting off the alarm. I'm Jamie Tucker. Coming up, I'll explain how they're doing it and what you can do to protect yourself.
I'd like a French friend, but it was a good week for our local restaurants, but one hotel didn't fare so well in the restaurant report card. Here's Paul Shaheen.
A Bradley County hotel failed its inspection with several rooms found without working smoke detectors. Baymont Inn on Paul Huff Parkway scored a 68, and there's a reminder, anything below a 70 is considered failing. The inspector saw several rooms had stains in the showers on the beds. Many surfaces were said to be dirty or in poor repair. Inspector found trash in multiple places, a fire extinguisher in a storage room with chemicals, and the water heater had not been serviced in more than a year. A strong odor reported in 2 rooms. One room was reported to have a broken air conditioner panel, a strong odor, stained bedding, dirty floors, among other violations. Now, despite the failing score, it was a good week overall for inspected businesses. Nearly 50 perfect scores to report across the valley. Remember, if you ever have a question about a restaurant, hotel, pool, or gym, call your local health department, and as always, enjoy your meal.
Paul, will do. The FDA is taking action in the fight against the opioid crisis. Major changes are being made to warning labels on prescription painkillers. Opioid medications will now carry stronger safety labels that better reflect the risks of long-term use. The labels will also remove language that could be seen as supporting indefinite use and include new information about dose-related risks, withdrawal, and overdose reversal drugs like Narcan. Researchers have found a common ancestor between 2 popular foods. Find out how your salsa and your French fries are actually related. That's next, right here on Local 3 News.
Coming up Monday morning on Local 3 News today, more welcome back to school. I've got a list of them to read off. Bledsoe County, Grundy County, Sequatchie County, Cleveland City Schools, Athens City Schools, abbreviated for some of those, all welcoming back to school on Monday. We'll have it covered. We'll have live shots from around the area as well. We'll wrap up the weekend, have your traffic covered, your weather covered, heading into a new work week and school week for many more. All of it starts Monday morning at 4:30 a.m.
Well, you say tomato, I say potato. Scientists say there's a chance there's a lot more correct than it seems. They have traced the origins of the potato back 9 million years to a tomato plant. Back then, an ancient wild tomato plant interbred with a potato-like plant called a tuberosum. I just learned this today and I wanted to share it with you. And it's not as weird as it seems. Both plants split from the same ancestor 5 million years prior. That cross-pollination gave the ancient potato something its modern version is known for, its tuber, the part we eat. The more you know. We appreciate you watching, and there's much more news ahead with Latrice and Greg at 5:30.
Some Chattanooga residents have great internet service. Others face an internet service blackout. Hear their frustration.
Plus, a song about Chattanooga is going viral. We were able to chat with one of the song's creators to learn more about the hit video.
And it's something police all over the country are warning of, a cloned key fob. We'll show you how this works and how to avoid it.
This is Local 3 News at 5:30.
Well, thank you for joining us for Local 3 News at 5:30. I'm Latrice Curry.
And I'm Greg Glover. Chattanooga's promoted for having the fastest internet in the country.
Yeah, but for some people in one part of Hamilton County, they don't care about the internet speed. They just want internet. Local 3's Catherine Vaughn is here to explain more about this. Catherine.
Latrice, Greg, some say they've been trying to get crews out for weeks to set up internet connection, but haven't gotten any response.
And that's all we're asking. Listen to us, come and talk to us, and see that we want the same advantages as everybody in downtown Chattanooga gets.
Kay Turner just moved to a quaint rural neighborhood that sits near the border of Georgetown and Birchwood in northern Hamilton County. But she quickly realized she doesn't have access to something most people do.
I've got people that live up on the mountains. They've got internet. Why can't we in this one little small area?
Turner says she's seen crews working on utility poles over months, and most of her neighbors up the road have internet access. But it stops short of where she and about 20 other homes are located. Instead, the cable hangs between two poles, and she says it's been like that for more than 6 weeks.
I have called and called and called. Even before we moved in, and we knew we were moving here, I called to see about getting it started, and that was 8 months ago.
The more time that passes, the more frustrated residents get.
I'm just saying, why can't I get mine run from the end of the driveway on up here to my house so I can have internet?
Families along the street have had to turn to satellite dishes.
It cuts out when it rains, it storms, and I have to have that to work. I'm just like anybody else.
And in a time where nearly everything requires connection,
it runs on Bluetooth, and I have to have the internet to do that.
Residents say they have to keep up with the changing times. Recent broadband expansions have increased accessibility to people living outside of cities like Chattanooga. But Turner says this is something that should be guaranteed to everyone, no matter where you live.
This is God's country. This is peaceful. But we need to have the internet just like everybody else.
You can find more on this story at local3news.com. Greg, Latrice, back to you.
All right, thank you so much there, Catherine. Well, have you seen a viral video about Chattanooga lately? Take a look at this.
Welcome to Chattanooga. Come see our barracudas. We identify as granola bars. Downtown on a bike, we dodging cars. Riverwalk down to the Coolidge.
All right. Had you seen that before, Greg?
I have not.
Okay. Well, Logan was really excited about this. He had to show me that video. That's comedy pop duo Austin and Colin, whose Chattanooga themed song has racked up more than 700,000 views across social media since its release on Tuesday.
Local 3's Logan Dubel talked with him about the story behind their Scenic City song.
Whether you're brand new to the area like me or a Chattanoogan born and raised, Austin and Collins' new song is touching on dozens of places that embody the city. And of course, that includes the Riverwalk, the Choo Choo, and the aquarium. The song even takes a few satirical punches. So you might be wondering, how do they piece this together? Well, normally they partner with a city. That was the case in Franklin, Tennessee and in Rock City. Lots of research, and they told me maybe a quote, sprinkle of the AI goes into it, but then it is into the social media stratosphere. Now, while the duo didn't officially partner with Chattanooga, they said they've always been itching to do a video here.
We could have just laid back and watched Happy Gilmore 2 in our king-size beds, but we said, you know, when you get an opportunity to kind of pursue your dreams in a creative space, which we finally have after trying for a long time, we got to go and give it everything we got. You know, I've got 2 kids here, and we would love to do this for forever. So this is the goal. So when you get a chance to roll down to Chattanooga and have some fun, we go for it.
They filmed the video just last Sunday, and they recorded the song in their hotel room. The duo actually met back in high school in Cincinnati, and they've been collaborating for years. They're based in Nashville and hope to take these videos as far as LA or even internationally to Dubai and make a reality show out of it. They also had one special rhyme for us here at Local 3.
If you're going really fast, no need to be in a hurry. Stop and watch Local 3 News with Logan and Latrice Curry.
We'll have to get them to make one of those for everybody here at Local 3. But for now, back to you.
Got a shout out there.
I know, but there was no music, and you noticed that Logan put himself, I was like, yeah, no, but Logan was so excited about this. So, and it really is when you look at the influencers now, and so a great deal, if it brings attention and money into Chattanooga, well, good for them.
Hopefully they've had a chance to lay back in their king-size bed and watch Happy Gilmore 2 as well as doing that.
Yeah, because you said it was good. All righty, now let's turn to Chief Meteorologist David Carnes, who maybe wants to be an influencer too.
Oh heavens, do I? Yeah. I'm just hoping to influence those around me just a little bit.
Yeah.
You do every day.
Every day, Carnes, every day.
Money talks, just remember.
Yeah, sure. Quick look outside. We're looking okay. Guys, we're looking forward to the cool weather this weekend. It's going to be nice. We've got a few clouds out there. Not much in the way of rain across most of the Tennessee Valley. I say most. Take a look to the south, though. A lot of places that got up to 5 inches of rain yesterday. Somerville getting hammered with rain again. Now, it's not going to last as long as it did yesterday, but a lot of these areas had a localized street flooding, big problems with heavy rain. Again, 3 to 5 inches falling in the Somerville area of Chattooga County. Tryon had heavy rain yesterday as well, so all of that is moving through. It will be out of there within the next 30 to 45 minutes, so just hang in there. 88 Chattanooga, 91 in Dalton. It is 90 degrees in Lafayette. Still have the heat index in the mid to upper 90s, low 100s in Dayton, 102 in Dalton, 94 in Blue Ridge. And taking a look at our sky watchers checking in today in the upper 80s and low 90s. We hit 91 at Local 3, 92 in Trenton, 92 in Delano, and looking ahead to tonight, going out to the ball game, going to be dropping through the 80s. Very slight chance of an isolated shower or storm. The cool air moves in tomorrow. Got your forecast coming up in a minute.
All right, thank you so much there, David. Well, a big year for Siskin Children's Institute. They're celebrating 75 years of service for children with special needs. And Siskin Hospital is celebrating 35 years of helping patients regain their quality of life. Well, this morning they held a special event and live radio remote to help promote and celebrate these major milestones. Now, a number of former patients stopped by, including me, to talk with Jet and JR about what Siskin has meant to them or their family and how it helped them get their life back. And coming up on August 23rd, the highly anticipated Siskin Star Night Diamond Anniversary celebration will help them continue their life-changing work and mission in our community. Well, the Chattanooga Zoo is mourning one of their calmest residents.
Coming up on Local 3 News at 5:30, why the zoo says they had to say goodbye. In Bradley County, I-75 southbound has been reopened to traffic, but a multi-vehicle crash early this morning closed both of those southbound lanes near Bancroft Road. No word on potential injuries there in that crash, but that's a look from earlier today.
Well, some sad news from the Chattanooga Zoo. They said goodbye to one of their longtime residents this week. Buttercup, the capybara, died at 12 years old. The zoo says they made the incredibly difficult decision to humanely euthanize Buttercup. She far outlived her life expectancy of 8 years, but recently her health started to deteriorate. Buttercup spent almost her entire life in Chattanooga, and she loved to swim in her pool and eat bamboo. The zoo says they will miss Buttercup and are thankful for the time they had with her.
President Trump has fired the head of the Bureau of Labor Statistics.
Coming up on Local 3 News at 5:30, his reason for removing her from office. Stay with us. The federal judge in Tennessee overseeing the Kilmar Abrega Garcia's criminal case has issued a warning to the Trump administration. The Tennessee judge told the administration to moderate their public comments. It comes after Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem referred to Abrego Garcia as a, quote, monster. Abrego Garcia's attorneys said those comments and others from the department had the potential to taint the jury pool. Abrego Garcia faces human smuggling charges. He has pleaded not guilty.
This comes as a federal judge paused the Trump administration's plan to speed up deportation process for immigrants who entered the U.S. legally through so-called humanitarian parole programs. The crux of the lawsuit is how the administration applied expedited removal toward immigrants who were complying with the former administration. Immigration advocates say this policy could result in the deportation of more than 2 million people. This is the latest of the challenges to the Trump administration's immigration policies. Analysts say it could be a bellwether for how courts view executive power.
Well, a Senate bill to ban lawmaker stock trading is set to move forward. Republican Senator Josh Hawley voted with Democrats to advance his bill to ban U.S. lawmakers from trading. The advancement comes despite the opposition of Republicans on the panel and the president, who lashed out, calling Hawley a second-tier senator.
Campaign finance reports show Elon Musk donated $15 million to super PACs favoring President Trump and other Republicans. He gave $5 million each to the Senate Leadership Fund, the Congressional Leadership Fund, and MAGA Incorporated. The leadership funds are aimed at helping Republicans keep majorities in Congress after next year's midterm elections. The reports show the donations came on June 27th, just days before Musk declared he would form his own political party.
Following a dismal U.S. jobs report, the president wasn't happy with the numbers, so he ordered the firing of the head of the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Dr. Erica McIntarfer was fired just hours after that report was released. In a social media post, Trump accused the commissioner of manipulating the monthly jobs report for, quote, political purposes, despite having no evidence. The new stunning data report showed that hiring had slowed down significantly over the past 3 months. In July, there were only 73,000 jobs added. In May and June, the totals were revised down by a combined 258,000.
President Trump will sign an executive order officially reestablishing the presidential fitness test. Remember, that was introduced in 1966 by President Lyndon B. Johnson. Public school students with the highest scores in the fitness challenge will receive recognition. The Obama administration replaced the test in 2012 with what they called Fitness-Gram assessment, which focused on individual health. Worked and worked and worked to get one of those special patches when I was a kid. Never quite fast enough, never quite fit enough. I enjoyed eating my pies and
I was going
whatnot,
to say, you enjoyed eating the sweets,
husky,
maybe.
Husky is what they called it when I was a kid, David.
That was my jean size. Remember Tuskins jeans?
Oh, yeah.
I had the husky size right there on the label. Proud of it, too. Quick look outside. We have a couple of spotty showers out there. Nothing major across most of the Tennessee Valley, but notice to the south in Chattooga County, where we had 3 to 5 inches of rain yesterday, a downpour again in Summerville, the exact spot that got all of that heavy rain. And now we have this special weather statement in place until 6:15 Eastern for Chattooga County for not just the heavy rain and the lightning, but also wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour. Also, might even see a little bit of small hail in the center of this. I'm not seeing any areas where hail is developing. Typically, that displays on the radar as an area of purple. I'm not really seeing that, but heavy rain is really going to be the main threat there. Meanwhile, 6-hour rainfall. Take a look at this. Earlier, a couple of hours ago, we had a big downpour over Ellijay and Gilmer County, 1 to 3 inches of rain falling there. So we're in August, guys, and 91 degrees is the average high. We always think of August as the hot month, right? Coming out of the July that we had, we were really fearing it. Now, look, though, 91 degrees, the average high. By August 31st, we actually cooled during the month of August. 88 degrees will be the average high. 3.67 inches of rain, the average precip. And unfortunately, or fortunately, if you like it getting dark early, we're going to lose 57 minutes of daylight during the month. So scattered storms through the weekend, heavy rain, lightning, those will be the main threats. And then cooling with low 80s this weekend. It is going to be nice. 88 right now in Chattanooga, 89 in Cleveland. 95, the heat index in Chattanooga, 97, the heat index in Dalton, and feels like 93 in Dayton. And again, going through the day today, we've got these spotty showers and storms. I think we're going to see the same tomorrow as we have this upper level trough just kind of hanging over. An upper level trough underneath it, typically that will create rising air, and that makes it very easy for rain and thunderstorms to develop. And a lot of that rain is going to be heavy because we have a lot of moisture in the air. That's why we've had so much flooding lately in those isolated areas, and why we might have it again on Saturday. Sunday, we'll have that upper level trough over us again. I do think we'll have some scattered showers in the morning, but then we're going to clear out on Sunday afternoon into Monday. So for tomorrow, look for once again that marginal to slightly increased slight chance of excessive rainfall across the Tennessee Valley tomorrow. That again could lead to some isolated areas of localized flooding. By Sunday, I don't think that's going to be a problem with the showers on Sunday morning. We're also going to see a little bit drier air. Notice the humidity taking a dive over the weekend into the beginning of next week. That humidity will begin to climb back up, though, toward the end of next week. So for tonight, spotty evening shower or storm, partly cloudy. We'll drop our lows down to 71, 69 in Cleveland. And then tomorrow, heating up to only 83, much cooler. We love that. Scattered showers and storms thunderstorms. Could even see a few scattered showers in the morning. It'll be in the upper 70s on the plateau and in the Blue Ridge, low 80s in the valley. Stays nice and cool through the weekend. A high of only 79, believe it or not, Sunday. And then we'll stay in the low 80s Monday, Tuesday. Rain chances and humidity will begin to increase a little bit toward the middle of the week. And then we'll drop it back to a 20% chance, but still warm and a little muggy Thursday and Friday. But as long as it is in the 80s, I am A-OK, guys.
A suspected nurse is behind bars right now on charges of fraud that span all across the nation. How local investigators here in southern Tennessee are linking crimes to her. That and more coming up on Local 3 News at 6.
You may have seen this on Facebook. There are car thieves breaking into vehicles by mimicking key fobs. Police say they have evidence those break-ins are happening all over the country.
Well, our consumer technology reporter Jamie Tucker breaks down how it works and what you can do to protect yourself.
It's called a relay attack, and here's how it works. They get one bad guy next to the car, another crook is following you, getting close enough to you, or maybe even inside a store. Then the bad guy next to you has the device that clones your key fob and sends a signal back to the crook that's standing next to your car. And then he unlocks it. Your key fob emits an RFID signal which unlocks the car. By cloning it, the device makes the car's anti-theft system thinks your key fob is next to it. No broken glass, no alarm. Just like you do when you return, the thief simply unlocks the car, steals whatever he wants, or even steals the vehicle. Now here's the tricky part. If you lock some cars by using the inside door lock, it prevents the fob from sending a signal. That didn't work on my vehicle. Other cars might turn off the key fob if you lock the door with a key. Now, you should try on your own vehicle to see if it works. And if that doesn't work, you can keep your key in something called a Faraday pouch or purse. I couldn't find one in my local Walmart store, but they are available at most online retailers. These pouches block the RFID signal. You'll just have to take it out to unlock and lock your vehicle. And if you're concerned about this, you could also disable the key fob by removing the battery. These RFID cloning devices are not available in just any electronics store, but bad guys buy them online in black and gray markets. So be aware of what's going on around you. That's What the Tech. I'm Jamie Tucker.
Well, Ford is recalling more than 300,000 vehicles in the U.S. due to a potential issue with their brakes. The National Traffic Safety Administration issued the recall because their power-assisted brakes can lose power while driving. That could extend stopping distances and increase the risk of a crash. As a fix, the software will be updated over the air or by a dealer free of charge.
And Kia is recalling more than 100,000 of their cars due to concerns about the rear window trim pieces. The left and right rear window trim pieces can come loose and detach, and that could cause a road hazard for other vehicles and increase the chances of a crash. Owners of impacted vehicles are advised to take those cars to the Kia dealership, and they will replace the affected part for free.
A barbershop in Long Island is now known for its wacky hairstyles, all thanks to customers spinning a wheel.
Look forward to this. We'll give you a look at some crazy haircuts.